Welcome to another episode of GeekOutdoors.com. So Ip Man 4, the finale, is the last movie in the long-running Ip Man movie series starring Donnie Yen. Now, the very first movie came out in 2008, so it's been more than a decade leading up to this final film. And so how did it end up? Well, we're about to find out. And so getting to the thing that I absolutely love about this film is, of course, Donnie Yen. Now, there have been many other movies that portray Ip Man's life and other actors that played him, but there's nobody that does it better than Donnie, because not only is he a great action star, but he's also a really good actor as well. He captures a lot of the emotional, human side, and there's a lot of nuanced performance that you wouldn't normally expect in an action movie, and that couldn't have been done without an actor like Donnie Yen. And at the same time, he also brings in a lot of his charisma into this character as well. And since Donnie has been playing this character for more than 10 years, you really feel like he is Ip Man, and he's very comfortable in this role. And so that's the first and best thing about this movie. And so the second thing is, of course, the action. So legendary choreographer Yu Wu-ping also does this movie as well, and it's just excellent action. All the punches, all the kicks, everything that goes on is just master class, and there was really never a moment where I was confused of what I was seeing when it comes to the action. So that's why I really enjoy watching all of the Ip Man films, because the action, the choreography is done so well. And so if you're coming in here just for the action, well, you're not going to be disappointed, because there is a lot of it, and when it comes, it's just at such a high level, and it's just a joy to watch if you are an action fan. And then the final thing that I enjoyed about this film is the fact that they also showed more of Bruce Lee, because Ip Man wasn't really known by anyone prior to this unless you knew about Ip Man, but a lot of people know Bruce Lee. And so throughout each one of these Ip Man movies, they kind of showed bits and pieces of Bruce Lee, and on this final one, you see a lot more of him and a really awesome action scene starring him, and the actor portraying him does an amazing job, and I think that's one of the best aspects of it. And who knows, there might be a spin-off for this Bruce Lee character as well, you know, maybe in some side movies, because they did the same thing with Master Z, Ip Man Legacy. And so that's one thing that I really enjoyed. And then the other thing I enjoyed was how they, ended off everything, with Donnie Yen playing Ip Man. It follows the real life events of Ip Man leading up to his death, meaning like, his health reasons. And it really shows that emotional part along with the relationship and bond with his son. And so all those things, I think, really tie it up well, the whole character building and then the character ending. And at the same time, ending Donnie Yen's portrayal of Ip Man, not unless they make some flashbacks or side stories. And so those are like some of the main things that I really enjoyed about Ip Man 4. There's probably many other things that I could think of if I thought more about it. But those are the things that stuck out. For serious YouTubers, check out TubeBuddy, the premier tool news at GeekOutdoors.com. Get more done today by checking out the affiliate link in the description area below. Now, getting to the thing that I didn't like about Ip Man 4 is some of the same things that I didn't like about a lot of the other Ip Man movies, and that's the fact that there's really not much of a villain. They're very cookie cutter, and they're normally going to be either an enemy that is from Japan, or in this case Japan and the US. And so there's a lot of political stuff in here, of China versus other countries, and that's the same way here in Ip Man 4. And since most of these villains are very cookie cutter, even though Scott Adkins did a great job in the action part, there really isn't much there to them. I would say, if I had to think about villains, Master Z, I think from Ip Man 3 was one of the best. They fleshed him more out, and they actually made another movie out of him. And so in this case, if you're looking for more deeper character development beyond the main character of Ip Man, then you're not going to get it here. And then the second thing has to do with the story itself. And so I really found the Ip Man parts a lot more interesting. And this is the same way that I felt with the other Ip Man movies. Whereas all the other stuff, the villains, the political stuff, and the other underlying messages, I just didn't really find it as interesting. But this is something that has, been prevalent throughout all the Ip Man movies, at least for me. Some did it better than others. But overall, that's really the only things that I didn't enjoy about Ip Man 4. But at least for me, this is a very fitting end to a very long-running series. And in one case, I'll be sad to see it go. I'll be sad to see, Donnie Yen not playing this role anymore. But at the same time, after having this movie series for more than a decade, I think it's time that they ended it. And I think they did a really great job. And so that is it for my review of Ip Man 4. If you've seen this movie or any other of the Ip Man movies, be sure to leave your thoughts in the comments area below. And if you want to see more of my action movie reviews, I do have a playlist. I'll leave that in the description as well. So as always, if you did get value out of these videos, be sure to share, like, and subscribe. Hey geeks, if you are a creative geek like me and you wanted to learn how to create content on YouTube and other places on the internet, then check out my Go Content Creators group, where you'll get access to additional videos and content for all the creative geeks out there. And the best part of it is, all of this is free. Simply head over to the link below, check out my page, and sign up for my Go Content Creators group. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the other side.